Pool A action from the women's second day of main draw pool play, and the USA get off to a fine start in the red. Number 8 seeds Therese Cannon and Megan Kraft with a rip snorter of an ace off the arms of Anastasija. Tina and Anastasija, the number 1 seeds from Latvia, working 2 wins from 2. The team in blue already through to the main knockout phase, and would love to do it with 3 wins from 3. But it's warm here in Vienna. Teams will be looking to get the job done without having to stay out for prolonged matches. But the Australians, Maria Fay and Clancy, force both these teams to 3, beating the Americans, losing to Latvia. And Latvia respond to the big ace with a couple of quick points. We always talk about how good teams are and what teams can do, but occasionally you have to focus on the Achilles heel. If Therese Cannon passes well and hits hard into that angle, this is a tough team to stop, but Cannon is the player that Latvia will be looking to expose with her serve receive. That is a fine pass, and that's unlucky on the handset. Lift called by Nina Hoby. Out of all the players and all the countries on the tour, it's the USA that get caught out by these latest handling rules. Just taken a little low there by Kraft. And then the ace is returned. Latvia finding Therese Cannon out on that pass. Very quick scoring run. How fast this game turns around. Better. Too good. Well, Tina leaping into that angle. Her university volleyball over in the States, funnily enough at University of Southern California. Therese Cannon's alma mater. Just out. Well, they've been made to look quite ragged after that brilliant opening salvo. USA have been taken apart here by just some solid process volleyball from Latvia. Serve it in and play your block D. 6-1 on the side switch. Number 1 seeds flying at the moment. This time Cannon gets through. And that's what she can do, ball in front of her. You can see the adjustment Megan Kraft has made with the handling, kept that one high above the forehead. Nice set. Good serve. Second ace off the arms of Anastasija. This one by Therese Cannon, so both she and Kraft with an ace now. It's not easy to serve aces in calm conditions. So much less available to you in terms of manoeuvring the ball. Grodina to serve and rush the net. Gets a nice bit of slice on that one. And that'll do. Cannon really applying herself to getting that platform under the ball. Kraft benefiting from a fine pass to put the option play away. Yeah, good slice. Again, Anastasija finds a sweet angle. She's looked very solid side out during the course of this week so far. I think USA will feel that they're out of this first set at the moment. Latvia's still not firing on all cylinders. Midline pass from Anastasija gets herself in trouble. Kraft is on it. And line, angle was the call from Cannon. Yeah, even the stars get a few call options out there. Kraft going with the first one, but realising it might have been covered and dropping it cleverly short. Wow. Just like that, USA stroll back into the set. They're properly going after Anastasija here, the USA. DJ like that one. Great pass. And good strength as well. I know our focus is on Paris 2024, but think about that next Olympic cycle. Got a number of players now moving into the frame that we'll keep an eye on, and Megan Kraft is one of them. Oh, huge. That's what Tina meant to do last time. Super spike on a very quick arm. Well, Kraft returns the favour. Do you know what? I like this. I like the pressure that seems to evaporate when Cannon just focuses on getting that platform under the ball and sending it to the tape, trusting Kraft to do what she's going to do. Good pull. Well, that's a good pull. That tested Tina. She's found a really nice shot down the middle. Neither team are passing particularly crisply here, which tends to indicate that the serving is strong. And for me, that is Therese Kraft at her best. That's her game. Back to work then, as the temperature soars here in Vienna. Sun's out once more. Tight. Anastasija gets it past Cannon, but Kraft is waiting. And a good open swing dig from Anastasija. And then tries for a little elevation, but didn't seem particularly committed to that shot. And may even have changed her mind as she just felt and saw in her peripheral vision Kraft move into position. That's more like it. It's if it all happens in front of you. If the pass stays in front of you, the setter's in front of you, you can see everything. You can see the sand that's available. And with two good passes come two very solid side outs. Latvia looking like they're just going to keep Cannon on ice for a little while. Just gone back to Megan Kraft to see if they can get anything from her. Sure, they'll go back to Cannon if it's still tight a few points later. Nicely done. Across her body and swung out to that sideline. not quite a commitment here from Latvia. There's not quite a firm game plan, both in offence and defence. USA know exactly what they're trying to do here. They're trying to pressure Anastasija every time, and they have managed to get the pressure on. They've got it on at a good time. 14-13 USA in this race to 21. Megan Kraft is going from one side of the court all the way across to that outside line. Anastasija able to pass that one a little easier. Just snaps it away past the block. Now let's see if Latvia do stick with Megan Kraft here after the side switch. Might just chuck one down the wing of Trace Cannon. And they do, and it works. They took this right down the centre line, right down the midline of her body, got the platform out in front, and it's just skewed off. Better pass. Good swing. So Latvia recover the break. Slight advantage in that they side out to take the point lead, which can prove consequential towards the back end of the set, but at the moment it's not a problem for the USA. And Kraft is on it. Oh, that's a hell of a swing. What a pick-up from Anastasija. Cannon to go on two, gets blocked. And if the commentator can call it before it's happened, the blocker sure knows what's going on. Again, DJ's sense of humour. Oh, it's another shank ball. Good recovery, but just put too tight to the net. Kraft had to try and do that. She had to try and give Cannon an opportunity, but Latvia have just managed to steal the march here. 2-point lead, USA go to the timeout. It's the Americans that are under pressure again. Although when you consider they were 6-1 down at the start of this play match, it's a pretty good effort to be back in the mix. So back we come from the USA timeout. Side out required by the team in red. Cannon gets another serve. And I don't believe it. Kraft's been called for another handling fault. That's a tough one. Let's see how low it went. Pretty sure that the call was for lift there. No protest from Kraft. I think Cannon scores so heavily when she runs that. She's made a good pass there off a tough serve and then just gets high and hits deep. Haven't said a massive amount about Anastasija in the last few minutes. That's because she's calmed things down on side out. 3-point lead retained. It's Anastasija that will serve. Not quite the same velocity on her jump serve today as we saw yesterday. hitting it very hard. Nice. There are so many ways to the sand for these players, and this is just so well done. Gravdina's worked hard on that, and because she now hand sets, which is relatively recent for her, she can access those shots. Yeah, see, I think that's Cannon's greatest strength. She has hammered that. 2 points in it. Kraft has been serving well. Anastasija passes well. This for the set. Kraft is on it. And puts it long. Latvia 21-18. They were tested, but they held up very nicely indeed. They lead USA by a set to nil. I guess the message there for Team USA is don't go 6-1 down. Because in the end, they made that set look pretty close. They'll be endeavouring to get off to a much steadier, much cleaner start. No blocks from Cannon just yet. And an ace apiece from Kraft and Cannon, but they served Latvia out of system quite a bit in the opener. Got to be a restart here for USA. They've just got to reset. There's plenty in that first set to be positive about, but they have to keep the scoreboard turning and keep those passing errors to a minimum. Latvia in the blue, taking it to Team USA in the red. A third handling error called against Megan Kraft. Nina Hobie wants a word. Quite clearly saying if you take the ball down and throw it back out, it's illegal. Doesn't like that setting action, as clean as it is. Now this puts pressure on Megan Kraft next time around. Does she handle this ball? Has no option but to go high and goes line. Well played. Finds the outside of the tape for 1-all. Therese Cannon and the woman in your picture, Megan Kraft, for the USA in the red. 1 win from 2. And even if they lose this one, should get through. I don't think Pladun and Lazarenko are going to knock Clancy and Mariafei off. So regardless of the result, we are looking at 2 teams likely to be through to the second part of the competition, the knockout phase. Medals for the women on Saturday, remember, here in Vienna. So the competition for them finishes a day before the men's. Well, it's interesting that Latvia ran that play, but Cannon's absolute meat and drink is that angle. We want to try and force her to hit the line rather than anything else. Good block. There we go at last. Therese Cannon is on the special teams roster with a point on the block. A nice little move out to the line as well to shut it down. US team trying to guard against that high-powered start that Tina and Anastasija made in set 1. 6-1 up, the team in blue. Just got to hold with them here, just trying to do the side-out job as deep as you can. Well, they do make it hit the line, and Therese Cannon hits it pretty well. after a tricky pass. Megan Kraft has got some wheels, and she not only gets to the ball, but more often than not puts that in a window. It's a good set location. Tight. Tina has had one miss on the option ball, knocked it in the net very early on. Since that point, she's managed to find clean sand almost every time. You guys worked out what that's all about. The accompanying soundtrack, pretty sure from The Lion King. And it's when Tina holds the ball up high above her head, like the lion cub being held up and introduced. Tight again, overpass. Cannon didn't know where Kraft was there, but still finds the line. And once again, Megan Kraft forced into drastic measures, but finds a really good set. Good joust, Cannon wins it, and USA have managed to get a real hold on this second set. And with the way that Latvia were playing in set one, they had that burst of energy at the start, but then they were put under pressure on several occasions. But because of the lead they'd established, USA just couldn't quite find their way all the way back in. And so Latvia here, if they can't up the ante, they're going to be struggling to win this second set. Quite managed to get those points out of Therese Cannon that they got in set one. Especially crucial points. There we go. There we go. The Tina Grodina pre-serve routine. Now, next time she serves, just keep an eye, just see if she's worked out what's going on. I'm sure she has. Well, full marks to the crowd, full marks to the MC and the DJ here in the Red Bull Beach Arena. Another terrific atmosphere. Well, terrific coverage as well, I have to say. We're seeing some wonderful replays. It's that slow-mo action you don't always get some of the vital parts of the point, but we're in Vienna, we're seeing so much of what the teams are managing to do, as well as that final touch that wins the point. The final touch doesn't always tell the story. Extended delay here. Oh, that's why. The line's suspended. They hover up on top of the sand on elasticated fasteners that go back on a diagonal from the court and get dug into the sand. That's how the court stays in place, but it's also protection for the players. So if you catch your foot under the line, it moves with you. Players having a good look at how it's done. Once again, the volunteers coming into their own here to make sure everything is back in place. So after the original inclusion in 1996 in Atlanta of beach volleyball at the Olympic Games, there was just such a burst of beach sports. It seemed like every sport came up with a beach option. Commentated on a 10-pin bowling event on a bowling alley that was on top of the sand in front of the pyramids in Cairo. Beach 10-pin bowling, how about that? Right, off we go. See if USA can knock another pin over. They can. That was a strike. And 8-4 USA. Faint whiff of a third set is already in the air. Now, a lead like this can sharpen the mind, can sharpen the focus, so Latvia might be able to settle into a really dominant game plan. Going after Cannon is it. And Cannon spanking the ball cross court. Here's the USA's response, and will be, as long as she keeps that pass in order. That's travelling, that ball. Steady pass from Anastasija. Good reach into that angle from Cannon. And, calmly done. You know, that's just not in the Latvia playbook. You don't see that a lot. But they've just clicked into a very smooth gear there to put that ball away. There we go. Out. Good leave from Megan Kraft. Latvia might want this looked at. And they want Nina Hobie to wander down from her stand. Very mission impossible, very good. So just asking the lines judge exactly where the ball mark is, but then did you see it brush the line on the way past? The answer was no. The point is still the USA's. Pressure here for the #1 seeds. Kraft all over it. That's well played. There are elements to Tina's game that all the other pros love. That's one of them. Quick reactions. Ability to get up and down fast. Well covered. Kraft rolls it line. Anastasija just ghosts in. Latvia trick Megan Kraft there, but no trickery going on with the block. And Cannon has gone from none in the first set to, I think this is her third, and that's a monster. Well played, USA. And the compound error. So once that pressure is applied, once that block is established, the players have to think around it. It's the high skill quotient that comes in for those cut shots. Anastasija can't find it. Kraft just lobs it wide. Latvia will scrap really hard here to close the gap to 3. I'm afraid that's going to make me laugh for a while. Changing the angle. Gives Latvia the chance. Anastasija's done well there. Didn't get tempted into that line run, just sat in the pocket and dared Cannon to play the line from the other side. That's very well done from Anastasija. And it means a 3-point deficit for Latvia as we hit the technical timeout in set 2. Super atmosphere here on centre court. No Austrian involvement in this game. They've got the Klinger sisters and they've got Hurl and Horst left in the tournament. They'll be hoping against hope they can see them through to the knockout phase. Tina renews her engagement with Cannon. Cannon can sometimes miss that line, so she's done well to plant that one. Again, hit with pace, so there's not much chance for Anastasija to get touches. Good serve. Really good serve. And Anastasija got herself into position to pass it, then thought it was out, changed her mind, and it all happened way too quickly. 14-9, Cannon putting on a bit of a display in the second set. But don't forget, there is still the opportunity for Latvia to pile the pressure on her from the service line. And that can happen on the pass. Good reach. Nice reuse though from Cannon. Oh, rips it down the line. What a defensive play. And it's Latvia that get the reuse, but they also touch the net. USA get what is finally valuable, the point. Three sets on the way by the looks of it. Heart in the mouth time. And they always take longer to drop when you're down there on the court, watching them. Good serve. Change up to Kraft. They get the free ball. And that is well played. That is very well played. That was a huge fake thrown by Anastasija. Watch the amount of movement here. That's what sucked Cannon into the false jump. Kraft hit again. Cannon goes option. Anastasija with a brilliant dig, but it's long. Good coverage from Kraft, just making absolutely sure that was going out. And Latvia, having given up this lead, are struggling to break USA down. Two serve errors from Cannon back to back from her, so she's got to be careful here, because when she misses, she knows the pressure's coming. They've hit two at Kraft with the last couple of serves, and they go again to the defender. Nicely defended from Anastasija. Let's see what Latvia think if they lose this point. That's good work. Oh, it's tremendous defense. That's brilliant from the Latvians. Wow. USA just keep patient. while all that was going on the other side of the net. Look at that get. Oh, that is brilliant. But it's worth nothing. Super hit from Kraft. Quite rightly, after that sprawling dive, Tina is allowed to go and wipe the glasses, but she'll still be gassed after that rally. Kraft goes Anastasija again. Out, no touch on the block. Anastasija wants Cannon to be asked the question. After all of that, they challenge and ask Nina Hobie to go and check the ball mark. She's having a good look at that. He's out, stays with the USA, and that's it. That's it. We're going to 3. Really do like that play, Tina. You don't have to hit the option ball as hard as David Orman every time. There will be space if the blocker is at the net. Honouring the set, there's space. So who's your money on for the 3rd set? USA looking really strong here. If they minimise those errors early on in the race to 15, I think they're in business. It is a game of diminishing returns at the moment for the Latvian pair in blue. The number 1 seeds are going to be tested over 3. They survived the test against Clancy and Mariafei of Australia in yesterday's pool play match. This is going to be equally tricky. Heavy serve. And this time Tina can't work her option magic. 21 points to 14. And USA have levelled the match at a set apiece. Tiebreaker required. So 21-18, Tina and Anastasija controlling set 1, for the most part anyway, but in complete control of set 2. Cannon and Kraft start to dial in the special teams numbers. 3 blocks from a 0 in 1 for Cannon, and some very strong serving. A couple of aces in there to add to their 2 from the first set, so Cannon and Kraft looking very solid. The team in red come into this 3rd set as the favourites. Second 3-set thriller of the day here on centre court. Team USA in the red, recovering the situation. Therese Cannon and Megan Kraft playing very well in set 2. But the number 1 seeds, Tina Gradina and Anastasija Samoilova in the blue, remain a dangerous team. They just can't do what they were doing in set 2. USA were running riot. That's good work. Brilliant pick-off into that middle seam. Anastasija can't put it down though. Megan Kraft can, she's bounced it. Super spike. She is a very good player, Kraft, and still in her early 20s. Keep an eye on her through the next 4 years. Nicely manoeuvred. Tina's about 80% on those options. But those she has put away, she's put away very well. 2-1, I'm glad they've relented with the Lion King joke in set 3. Oh, yes. Oh, that was hit hard. That's a big swing from Cannon. Marvellous defence from Anastasija and a ridiculously difficult ball to hit. Tina turns, lets it come across her body, chases it and whacks the cover off it. Lovely. Latvia imposing themselves on the game again. Line was the call. Therese Cannon went after it hard and paid the price. So, round we go. Side switch on 5. The error is a big one from the service line. They were going after Cannon again. USA have stuck to their game plan. They've gone after Anastasija almost exclusively. And this time it yields another point. So much of what Kraft does, I think, sometimes goes unnoticed. She really is a great technician. Can't get anywhere near that, and Cannon made the right read but couldn't stop Tina. Well, as long as Therese Cannon continues to pass like that, USA can win this match. We're down to that kind of equation now, and the same equation applies to Anastasija at the far end. USA are going to keep the pressure on her, surely. They do. And that pass, errant. Now, did it touch the block? Yes, it did. And Therese Cannon, I like to see that. I do like to see that from the players. Isn't always easy for referees to spot. That one was pretty straightforward. So good call from Nina Hobie, but good confirmation of the touch, despite the celebration from Therese Cannon. Read on the option, but Kraft has got an abundance of power. Latvia now go to the referee and question the setting again. They've already had 3 handling calls, and well, Nina Hobie's called Kraft on her 3 sets. That one seemed to dip a little low, but Cannon puts the ball in the window. Kraft does the rest, and then a very good serve to follow. USA need to finish this. Not touching the block. So 4 touches against Team USA and a chance gone begging. And that was a big chance. A system Anastasija manages to read. Oh, that's a dig. Oh my goodness, that was a powerful hit. And that's a brilliant pull, and USA just get unlucky that doesn't bounce their way, but good industry from Latvia. Forceful stuff from the #1 seeds, and they open up a very nice 3-point cushion in this race to 15. For a think about things here. And now the focus has to move away from side out. They've got to keep the side outs going. But the focus now has to be on how do we get these points back. Anastasija has been served exclusively, and so far so good for the Latvians in set 3. So might be time for a little change of plan for USA. Latvia will go back to cannon here. Kraft hitting the ball too well at the moment. It's a good serve, but it's a good leave. Not quite now or never, but USA need to capitalise if they get a chance. They've got to make it. Anastasija into the middle. Oh, it's a brilliant effort. But Latvia end up covered in sand, having expended effort. And round we go. I tell you, Kraft is having a terrific game. Taking a lot of those jobs that you would consider the glue that's holding it together. Really tough serving, some brilliant out of system setting, and some excellent transition kills. Change up to Tina. Tina rolls it comfortably off the line, so she's maybe missing her target there, but they're trying to make Anastasija pass low into the middle. Sometimes that serve will drift on to the other player. We're back on it. That's another very smart leave. Tina instantly challenges. Nope. No, tells Nina, don't worry, save your legs. Stay up the stand. Again, that's good to see. Well played, Tina. USA back in the mix here. Another great serve. Oh, that's an absolute heat seeker. Now, I think that one was hit on a trajectory and it didn't deviate one little bit, and Anastasija was waiting for it to move and it never did. Better pass. Good work, great movement from Kraft. And can't get past the block. Oh, it's a great save, both teams right on top of it here, and that's a wonderful point. And as points go, it's one of the most important we've seen in the match, and it was superbly played by both sides of the net. With the one exception, that when the chance was there to put it away, USA didn't take the chance. Dipper on cannon, well passed. Hoisted. You just chuck it up there, partner, and I will do the rest. Kraft happy to oblige. Bit more brilliance required from the #1 seeds. We know that they've got it. We know Tina and Anastasija have got some quality. They've got to find it here. Anastasija tested again to her left side. Rips it down that line and hits it beautifully. Just love it. Just fixed what she was doing, got into the air, got stable. Got a good swing away for 11-10. No technical timeout in the 5th in this race to 15. In the 3rd even. Yeah, good dig. Here's the chance. Oh, it's too tight. It's too tight. And with a blocker of Cannon's quality, in exactly the same way that USA can't afford to go tape, because Tina will shut the lights out. Well, Cannon's roofed it. Good night, Vienna. 11's cracking game. Tina tested on one. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from the USA. Latvia still in control. Oh, that was cheeky. And it's gone USA's way. Nina Hobie has decided it is not in line with the shoulders. Now let's see if she shifts her position. She does. Well, I thought she got there and turned and kept it in line with the shoulders. Nina Hobie and USA disagree. Latvia lose the point. Time out by Tina and Anastasija. And again, what a great test. What a great opportunity to warm yourself up for tricky games in Paris. There will be plenty. Virtually no gimme. The strength of the men's and women's draw heading for the Olympic Games is quite stunning. So you've got to shake it off. I think that was a really sensible timeout. You're making a good decision there just to take the sting out of the situation. Interesting that Anastasija chose that shot to try and play when Tina was available. Shows you how much pressure USA have them under here. Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. It's not been bounced into the grandstand, but it's been nailed onto the sand. There's no way of playing it for Kraft from the position she was in. Tina with another good option. 12-all. Nice movement from Cannon. Here's the chance to go 13-12. Latvia don't take it. And again, the set too tight to Tina. And Kraft tries to go power, second time of asking. Tina just shuts the door. Cracking hit, cracking block. I said Latvia have these little moments of magic in the locker. Brought one out there. Interesting, back to Kraft. See, the difference is from the right side, Kraft has the angle she wants to swing into. She looks a totally different hitter out on that side. Doesn't look anywhere near as comfortable out on the left. 13-all, on we go. Maximum drama. Oh, the ace. Slid it across the front of Anastasija and got it to drop like a stone in front of Tina. A brilliant serve to set up match point. And does Megan Kraft fancy another brave option? Sends it deep on Anastasija. This to stay in the game. Done it. 14-all. Overtime plus required. 2 clear points required. On court for 56 minutes and counting. Kraft has to come in and find the set, and Tina smothers it again. Not quite in the window, and Tina's reacted quite brilliantly. 1 match point saved, 1 match point gained. Latvia with a chance to win this and get themselves out of a tricky spot. Tina with the serve. Kraft drifts out to the left. Oh, but plays it well this time. Again, just a small inquiry from Tina. Save one. 15 apiece. A different reaction from the crowd. Shot. Good shot. All again the product of Anastasija being able to get a look at where Kraft was once she saw that they were doubling her on that part of the net. Just had to beat the block for the sand. Second match point, Latvia. Brilliant. We're back to Cannon at her best. Sixteens, 2 match points saved by the USA, 1 by Latvia. Oh, she's hit the net. Tina drags her hand down on top of the tape. USA have a second match point. As their dream 2 weeks on the Beach Pro Tour continues. What a dream win this would be. Good hustle. Free ball. Oh, what a play. You are kidding me. From the floor, entire width of the court. And it's good enough to beat the flying Kraft. 17 all, 2 match points saved apiece. Tina, good serve. Cannon, great pass. And that is what they're going to keep going back to. The high angle well. Match point number 3. Team USA, round we go. What an absorbing encounter. Anastasija feeling she's going to get this serve. Does so, passes it well. Lines open, goes cross court. This is the chance. And that is another incredible block by Tina. Latvia showing fighting quality here, refusing to let this game go. 18s. Kraft going to be asked to beat Tina again. Decides to turn it line. Anastasija waiting, and the cheeky over on 2. Results eventually in the point. It's gone the way of the USA. Tina knows she was reaching into their airspace. Let's have a look. Kraft doesn't play it. And Tina plays it too soon. Match point number 4 for Team USA. Anastasija asked to do the job again. Free net. Hits it hard. Now Cannon. Hard angle to win it. Changes to the line. Anastasija digs. And Kraft is beaten again on the full width angle. Three clear opportunities for Team USA to finish the match. And Latvia have denied them every time. Tina's blocking has been incredible through the final phase of this match. But this is a draining encounter now. Kraft getting all the serves. Free net. Can't get enough on it. And Anastasija goes middle. Fixed her point, knew she had to find the baseline and found it. And after a long pause of USA match points, Latvia have their 3rd. Good hit. Nice pass, Cannon gets it high, and that is a sweet hit. Don't know if you noticed there, but Latvia decided on a change-up. Just left Anastasija in at the net to block. Tina stranded in defence. I don't think Anastasija is moving very well. I think there's a problem, and I think that's why she stayed in to block. That is worrying. I might be wrong, but she doesn't look like she's switched ends particularly comfortably there. 20-all. They target Anastasija. Tina hits the second ball. Watch how Anastasija moves here. And deliberately plays for a second ball again. Tina puts it away. Match point number 4 arrives for Latvia, so they both have the same number of match points. What a cracking game of volleyball. Short serve on Cannon, who hoists it for the option. Oh, dear me. Well, Tina Grodina can play that shot with her eyes closed, but just snatched at it. And another clear-cut opportunity to win the game goes begging, this time for Latvia. Superb. Anastasija gets a good setup there for her partner, and Tina trusts her power instincts to beat the block. 5th match point then for Latvia as we go deeper and deeper. Good serve, good serve. Pressure's on, good change to the line. Very nicely played by Therese Cannon. It's another scurrying but spot-on set from Megan Kraft. All 4 players now showing us their incredible array of skills. 22-all. Cracking serve, trouble for Latvia. It's a good play, but USA must go to match point here. Oh, Tina plays it. Looked like it was going wide. Megan Kraft to attack. And the call on the set. Oh my goodness. 4 of 5 handling faults now by the USA. And that one costly. Crazy. Crazy stuff. And Anastasija looks like she's moving okay again now. Cannon just asking for clarification from Nina Hobie. Match point number 6 in this thriller. Kraft receives well. Brave set. Brave hit, to be honest. Cannon would have been mindful of the referee as she played that with her hands, and it dropped inside, didn't reach the window. Kraft has done well just to check her stride and find it. 23s. Well passed by Tina. Kraft is on it again, chance to go to match point. Tina blocks. Got to go line. Does go line. Tina makes the play. And Cannon shows everyone how it's done. Textbook line swing. Set the cross, turn it away for the point. Goodness me, 6 match points to Latvia, all saved. 5th match point arrives for Team USA. Got a lot of movement on the ball. Well passed by Anastasija. And she rips it into the block, and Therese Cannon puts a cracker on the floor. And Latvia are beaten for the first time here in Vienna. That was a